These are some scenic shots from a reel of film from my Grandpa Carl's movie camera, probably from mid to late 40s. The film stock, it's old nitrate film stock and it has not held up well. So going through the digitizer, it keeps slipping, so it keeps bouncing around, as you can see. I'm thinking this was probably taken here, this part, at Knott's Berry Farm, or maybe Calico Ghost Town, or something like that. And I have no idea where this trained monkey was. That's actually fairly stable. It's amazing. That was the one part that's fairly stable. I can actually kind of fix this, but it's a very time-consuming project. I need to go through and make every frame of the film its own clip, and then delete the clips where the film slipped. And that actually works out fairly well. But this is Yosemite. Yosemite hasn't changed that much since 1947. As near as I can tell. So there's a waterfall. Imagine that, a waterfall at Yosemite. And I believe that's El Capitan. And if we pan across the valley, there's Half Dome. I think that's Half Dome. It's jumping around quite a bit. And yeah, it's a long pan here. And some of the jerkiness is just in Grandpa Carl's panning. Another waterfall, maybe the same waterfall as earlier. And that's actually not too bad there. And yet another waterfall. Still another. A rainbow. Actually wasn't slipping too bad there. It must have been pretty windy that day. I think this is Bridal Veil Falls, which always has a lot of spray. And I think this might have been a retry of me on both of those clips. And water flows downhill, even if it's not a waterfall. There you have it, 78, 79-year-old rushing water. May not be as much water now with global warming or climate change. Now, I believe these were taken on a trip to go down to the LA area, because Grandpa Carl's my father's father, and I believe Dad was getting ready to marry my mother. And in a reel right after this one, there's a bunch of footage of everybody getting together from both sides of the family. I suspect the day before the wedding. Now that looks like it was a really windy day. You don't often see a waterfall falling at a 45-degree angle. May have to see if I can clean that one up. And there is somebody down there, but it'd be hard to recognize. yet another waterfall. I'm not familiar enough with Yosemite Valley to identify it. Assuming it's sunset from the angle, might be Yosemite Falls. And this looks like it was taken. There is a trail that leads up to the top of Yosemite Falls, and you get a view kind of like this. Need to crop this because of all the slipping. I changed the cropping so it was giving me a lot of room on the edges. And I figured I'd crop it down, but apparently I didn't get around to doing that on this particular part of the clip. Now the snow in the background, again, that it's a good indication that it would have been March. So it might have been March 1948 on the way down to LA from Sacramento. I think Grandma and Grandpa Fisher were in Sacramento by then. I don't think they were still in Denver. And here's a bear raiding trash cans. These days we have not bear-proof, but definitely bear-resistance trash cans in our national parks. But back then they were just standard trash cans, and the bears considered them to be a buffet. Now, if I was close enough that I could take a picture of a bear with a movie camera without a telephoto lens, I wouldn't be that close very long. But people didn't worry about things that much back then, or not that kind of thing. And I believe this is an attempt to pan from the top of a tree to the bottom of a tree, and it just slipped and slipped and slipped. I can't clean this one up. I believe there's a person there, but again, very hard to recognize them, even if I can clean this up and make it clear. And there's somebody crawling around on top of a cabin or a log. I don't know. This is the part of the film that just really looks like I tried to. Yep, it froze there. And there's the bear again. So it looks like I went back and tried to run it through the digitizer a couple of times in hopes that I could get some decent footage. But this project I'm working on, I'm mostly interested in people, not places. And as I say, places like Yosemite, they don't change much over human lifetimes. It takes geological time to see very many changes. So I got much better footage of Yosemite taken with a digital 8 camera in case I ever want to do a travel log on Yosemite. Of course, nowadays I just use my phone. Yeah, that's that same clip again. I was trying to get it to run through without slipping, but no such luck. Yeah, there's definitely somebody there. But given the size of an 8mm frame, if I try and blow it up to recognize who those people are. And there's a car going through the tree that you can drive a car through. And a deer. And looks like a woman in the background taking a picture of something that's not the deer, and that's it.